Howdy doody, everybody. Happy Halloween. Oh, happy Halloween Eve. Uh, yeah. Hello to everybody. I hope everybody is fine. Hopefully, everyone can hear me and understand me. Um, yeah, um, I'm ready for the pesky people come knocking on my door. So, enter if you're there. Okay. Gonna do a quick hello to everybody. Anthony won't be able to make it in today, unfortunately. Um, Quick hello to Steel Mill Modelling. How are you, buddy? Nice to have you here. Joe, welcome. Dwight, Curly, how are you? Ron Mowen, Sparky, and Thomas, and to whoever else is in the background, hello. Um, let some of the stragglers come in. You like me new look, Joe? Yeah, it's all fun and games, isn't it? I couldn't find my favourite. I've got two other masks that I just cannot seem to find. I can't find the my gorilla mask, and there's another one that I have. I just cannot seem to find it, so I had to um, resort to something different. So yeah, hopefully everybody's been okay. Um, been a crazy week over this side of the world. The weather's flying up a little bit. For how long we don't know. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some more work done during the week. So, just give me a moment. I'll take this off. Just makes it easier to breathe. Um, yeah, I've done a little preparation on my layout. Um, she's taking shape. The track work's pretty much been put down now. I'll actually take this off so you guys can understand me a little bit better. Just give me a tick. Okay, here we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I've grown some hair over it. It's amazing how to get some hair to grow back on you, eh? Maybe if I turn it this way, it'll be. uh, that might make a that might make it a bit of improvement. It covers up my bald spot, eh? Yeah. So I've yeah, that's scary. Oh, good, Rod. That's what I'm going for. Um, yeah, so I pretty much. Oh, hang on, I can't share the other cameras because I haven't plugged it in. So, bear with me for a second. Not really nice week. Yeah, look, and I can turn it around too, so I can still have a little bit of a. Still have a little bit of board spot, so yeah, I can go like this or like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool, eh? Oh yeah. Very, very, very. G'day, Derek. How are you? Nice to see you. Hang on, let me just. Uh, hey, Martin. Happy Halloween. Let me just plug everything back in. That's better. Okay. All right. That's a little bit better. I've got most of the things plugged in. At least the two cameras, anyway. Um, okay. So, yeah, we've got everything going. Now, I've what I've done is I decided against going up the second level. If anyone's been following my layout instruction, that's good for you there, I think. That's pretty much how the track plan is going to look. Now, I decided not to go on the upper level because by the time I put the platforms for the 2 upper levels and put the building, I given myself a 2-foot rule with the height of my layout. So anything more than 2 foot is a no-go. The reason why I'm doing a 2-foot rule is it's got to be able to fit through the doors of this place. And the standard door in Australia in most places 2.5 feet. I do have one door that's 2 foot 3 inches. So my station level is going to be just a 1. I'm not going to elevate it now. There is going to be a staging underneath, which I will start doing later on this week. It's got to trace out where the tracks are. Hey Steve, how are you? You like my new hair? Yep. You think I need a bit of hair, do you, Steve? Okay. So yeah, it's progressing. I'm going to do a trace out of these where the turnouts are because I need to lay the track underneath, which is the hidden staging, and I need to do the track so I bypass the tortoise motors because I will have a height restriction underneath. So that's going to be my challenge, especially at the far end. As it comes around the curves, I've got the turnouts there. And yeah, I'm not going to have much room in regards to height. So once I've got the traced outline, or once I've got it all outlined where the track's going to go, the portion nearest to us, that's coming off. Hopefully my lights and bits for my roundhouse is arriving this week. If it does, then I'm pulling all this up and finishing that. G'day, US, how are you? I didn't get your name. I've got your name again. Sorry, a bit of dementia this week. I've been picking my nose too much. Anyway, so it's coming along. Once I've got the roundhouse down, hopefully it still comes in this week as well. I can start basically putting all this into place permanently or semi-permanently because it is designed to pull apart. Wire this section all up, putting in its own circuitry, and then in the background where you see that plywood standing up, I can remove that and start on the main section. Okay, so that's the progress that's been done this week. The turnouts did arrive the other day, which was good. Yeah, it is a lot of yard work, Steve. The thing is, this top area here is mainly going to be for, section that you see here is mainly going to be for passenger train operations, the way they used to do up at Sydney Terminal in Sydney when we used to have the diesel haul passenger services. And if we can vouch for this, they did do a lot of switching work at Central Station where they used to pull the carriages out the passenger cars out, send them into service bays to get serviced, or they were just got pulled away from the engine and pushed back in the spot and wait for new engines to turn up. So there is going to be switching done in this section here. Industrial, towards where the clippers are, I'm thinking about putting like a little market / mail centre in there where the box cars and mail trains can come up to. G'day, Martin. How you doing? So it's all ready to go pretty much. Just waiting for some components now to arrive. I did manage to find some lights that I would like for the roundhouse, and that's from one of the links that Heath shared many weeks ago, and I'm just waiting for it to arrive. It's on the plane on the way down, so hopefully it'll be here by the end of the week. Okay, I'm going to get the invites up and let anyone that wants to come on board to join in for a chat is more than welcome to come in and have a little bit of a gas bag. Now my Fun Day Friday video, I don't know if I'll be able to manage to get it up this week. The main computer that I'm working on seems to be having a bit of a bug in it. Shannon, maybe Steve. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a bug. It's acting up. I think, I don't know what it is, but I struggled to get it started, reboot the other day, and I can't do my internet. Browsers keep crashing and opening up files. The whole system slowed down. So at the moment, I'm in the process of backing everything up on that computer so I don't lose it, and I might have to reformat the hard drive or to give it a good clean out. So with my Fun Day Friday video, I don't know if I can. You found the cat, Steve. Oh, it's hungry. It's about time you fed it. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I know there's a program on my laptop that I can do the videos with, but I've got to learn how to use it. It's just a problem, when you know what it's like. You get used to one system and it's been working pretty well. Then all of a sudden it goes downhill from there. It becomes a bit of a struggle. I think I'd done something wrong with the computer because I'd done a big clean up of the hard drive, and I think I might have accidentally deleted some operating files off it. So I believe some of my own mistakes that I've done to it. Live and learn, I suppose. Yeah. And before I forget, I'm going to have to remind the Australian viewers as well. From next week, next Sunday, for the Australian viewers, the show is going to be moved from 11 o'clock to 12 noon. The reason why it's getting another time change is because I'm making the stream still the same for 8 o'clock US Eastern Standard Time, and their daylight saving finishes next following weekend. So that means that hey Dave, how are you, buddy? So I'm going to be, for the Australian viewers, our time is going to be going to from 12 o'clock noon on Sundays until um, um, until our daylight savings times finish. Computer cleanup. Did I use mineral spirits? No, I didn't. Just went to make some more room in the hard drive, and yeah, everything went to. Um, hey, Sparky. Look, us Aussies can handle the heat. I mean, um, yeah, we can handle the heat. I mean, we're used to the hot temperature. I mean, ask any Aussie, they'll tell you. Christ, 45 degrees Celsius in the shade and 50 degrees Celsius in the shade. I mean, yeah, I've got to be careful not cooking brain too much, eh? Um, what little intelligence left, we don't want it to lose. Um, yeah, so I'm pretty much the layout's progressing. It's slow, but it's progressing. I'm doing it. Got a bit unique. Um, um, with waiting for bits and pieces to arrive and just the ability to do it, because my hand's been giving a lot of trouble, especially with my. I'm going back in rehabilitation. I'm still waiting to get an operation on my thumb, which I don't know what's happening with that yet. Looks like I missed the window for this year, so it won't happen until next year, which is unfortunate. Which is unfortunate. But g'day, Plumber. How are you, buddy? Nice to see you here. So yeah, I'm happy that I've got some progress going with it. Well, this one's not too bad. It's not sweating too much. I mean, the room's still pretty cool down in here, so it's nice to have a bit of hair back. Yeah, pretty much the same. I'm pretty much chilling out today too. Um, I'll get some. I've got some paper, roll paper I'll get to get later on and trace the track, and then mark out the lower level, which is going to sit up inside here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it and put down the trace out where the track is from the top, and then wet my track around it, or me turnouts and whatnot down below in between the tortoise motors. I am going to be cutting an access point in this timber here so I can actually reach in case of derailment, and also I can see the train whereabouts they stopped. You can see where the steel is sitting in here. That's going to be the joining brace there. There's going to be 5 bolts in each side. It's going to hold the steel beam going right across. So it's going to happen. It's happening, and I want to get it up. I want to get the main section up and running by Christmas. Nothing like seeing your trains running continuous for Christmas, I suppose. Yeah. So if anyone wants to come up, I'll put the link up there again if anybody wants to come up for a chat. More than welcome to come up. Hopefully, I've seen there's a lot of people that have seen my Fun Day Friday, those old shots of when I was working inside the steel mill. Now, that was taken when I was, when I did a lot of work in there with another contractor, and back in that time, the local steelworks was doing a lot of future revamping and upgrading. That was number 5 blast furnace. She was due for a reline. So at the same time, what they were doing was I cleaned up the yard around it. There was a g'day Leo, how are you, buddy? They did found a big market for the granulated slag, which looks like sand. And since that was going to be the only blast furnace, there was something going on in the pipeworks, but that was going to be the only blast furnace that's going to produce steel for some time in the steelworks. So with the granulated slag sand, what they do with that, they recycle it and they use it with one of the big products they use it for now is cement. They pulverize it and whatnot, same as what they do with the clinker. And they mix it into batches of concrete where they need to have extra strength to cut back on aggregate and whatnot, and just gives it that little bit of a give it a bit more body, or give it, as I said, give it more strength. Now the project I worked on there was cleaning up that area where I was taking the photos, because it was used as a bit of a scrap dump for the to build a cooling towers. Because how it works is, as the hot molten, as you normally see, the hot molten slag comes out, what they do is they hit the molten slag with high jets of water, and that's what it turns it. That's how it turns it into that sandy product. Another thing they use it for is glass, and they've also used it on a lot of construction sites where it needs to be filled, and needs a hard compaction and something that's going to be solidified to give it a hard base. A good example of where that was used is Hong Kong Airport, the new airport in Hong Kong. Around the main area of the actual airport itself, they actually used a lot of that slag sand in the bay there. Yeah, it is great stuff. And the thing they have come up with out of that steelworks is just totally amazing. Now, the other project they worked on there, I did have some part of it, and that was steel mill, probably know it, and where's me mate? We US. He'd vouch for, because he worked in there too. The blast furnace and a lot of the plants within the steelworks produces a lot of different types of gases. Now, with the time and the government that was in power at that time, they were talking about greening the plant. Now, there was a little fund where all the money was getting put into for the heavy industries like the steel mill, give them initiative and give them grants from the pollution tax to produce something new. So what they started doing is they started with all this collecting a lot of gases and a lot of fumes for a power station that they're going to use on the plant. So instead of all these burnt gases going up into the atmosphere, they were going to recycle it into a power station. And so at the end of that, all you do is basically you've got to exhaust fumes. It's not going to be harmful to the environment. We started doing trenches and whatnot, and for the cables being laid, but then we found out that the money was spent somewhere else. The plant couldn't get the grant for the power station. The power station was going to be the new one for the steelworks, because its old aging power station's time was up. And it was that new power station is going to power the plant, but also is going to power the community too. So it's not going to be, they're basically just going to reuse something that's just going to waste. that plant at the moment is recycling and reusing pretty close to 67% of the products and gases that it gets out. Even the cooling tower, look, the cooling towers itself is not using fresh water or for the drinking water supply or salt water from the ocean. What they actually doing now is using the water from the local sewer treatment plant, where the liquid's been broken down, it's been purified, clean enough, safe enough to use for quenching of the slabs, quenching of the slag, so nothing goes to waste. It's an interesting place. It's a city within its own. Um, it is very intriguing, but a real dangerous place as well. I mean, I remember the times there when I was working on that site. We got the BOS, basic oxygen smelting right opposite us, and they pour big chunks of slag on top of a water pocket. Of course, the oxygen goes out, you get the hydrogen, and next minute you've got a big explosion. And I mean, it's like I don't know what an atom bomb's like, but it's close enough to an atom bomb, and you get slag, chunks of rock, even up to about this size, go flying up in the air, and you don't know where it's going to end up. I know in Land Up My Machine and a few others, and I tell you what, it's pretty freaky. So, yeah, what they're doing at the moment, number 5 is got roughly about another 5-6 years left on it. They are now talking about relining number 6. G'day, Daryl. How are you, buddy? They are talking about relining and firing up number 6 again, because they still haven't decided what they're going to do with number 5. Now, the only thing that number 5 blast furnace, yeah. G'day, Roy, Container Man, how are you? G'day, Nancy. Now, with number 5 blast furnace, the only thing that serviced number 5 by rail is the molten steel label cars. It's got 6 bays underneath, and that's the only. Hey, Wigwag, how are you? That's the only thing that gets transported out of there by rail. The furnaces, it was the first of its kind. I believe it was the first of its kind in the world, where the material that feeds the blast furnace is all fed by conveyor belt, where the old ones, they used to have charging cars and skip cars. They used to fill them up with elevated bins. G'day, Mike. How are you? Nice to see you here. Rick Bailey, how are you, buddy? Yeah, we're all here. Yeah, I do need a new hairdresser, eh? Yeah, that last one, it's the way I slept, actually. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah, this is what happens when you use major lotion, the hair grows. So, yeah, she was first of its kind. Number 6 works the same way. Number 6 blast furnace, and anything that is hauled out, number 6 is molten steel by rail. Should the mic should be on this one here. Let me have a look. Thanks for the audio. Okay. Let me have a look. Okay. Hopefully that sounds better, Rick. Yeah, yeah, I am under the world, Roy. Yeah, Leroy, how are you, mate? It's nice to see you in here. Yeah, number six is basically a larger version of number five. When I get some more photos of once I locate the other photos from Steelworks when I was in there, working in there, I will share it with you guys. I've had tons of it, but trying to find it is another. You're a sod, Steve. You're a sod. So yeah, I'll try to get some photos of the old blast furnace, which is number two, or what's left of it. Large majority of this structure has been demolished. They no longer use it. It's in the number one works area. A lot of the stuff is being decommissioned there. And they just keep it all in a one. Yeah. You can understand me, God. You just guys got to learn proper English. That's all it is. It's all fun, guys. It's all. Where's Anthony? Anthony Anthony went down to see his son, and as you said, he most probably wasn't going to be able to make it for tonight. So I'm on my lonesome. I've got to control this all by myself, and I'm doing all right. G'day, Caboose. How are you? Oh no, I'm not. The sewer, that New York sewer rat. Don't come on. I don't smell like one. Now this is a Coniston one. Yeah, our rat's got more hair. Plus they're a bit mutant too. Oh look, we've got someone here already. It is Mike. It is. It is the Tasmanian devil. Oh no, here's problem.
What's up?
Hey champ, you like my new hair? How it's grown overnight, eh?
I love it. It's hilarious.
That's all right. That's all right, Rick. I've got something else for you tomorrow anyway. So, right, that's all right, Rick. No, let me kill this guy. Yeah, that sounds better. About bloody time he changed his scene.
Oh, that's the good background right there, the cutout.
Yeah, well, that's what got me to go to his channel.
This is the cutout. Yeah.
Yeah.
I decided to change scenes to tonight.
Yeah, well, it's about bloody time. I hate the beach. Beaches are overrated.
Sparky, you're funny. Sparky said I'm a star. He's the man.
Well, he's right. You are a star, plumber.
I'm not the one that's showing up all over the world, Artie.
Neither am I.
I saw you in Timonium and then in Canada.
Oh, yeah. Right? Oh, my gosh.
I didn't think I was so popular. Now I'm being held up for ransom in Canada. But the kidnappers fail to remember. I'm a broke Aussie. I got no money, so you ain't getting no ransom out of me. I got nothing.
Very nice hairdo there, Artie.
Thanks.
I kind of
Yeah.
like that.
Trackside Mike is asking where my costume is. It's in the attic, Mike. I got to go up there and grab it.
I was looking for my gorilla. I just cannot find my gorilla mask. If anyone's seen me on Facebook, g'day Thomas, how are you, buddy?
Good day,
If
Thomas.
anyone's seen me on Facebook, you see that gorilla mask. That was my favorite.
Nice.
That is my favorite one, and I bought that one in Jacksonville, Florida. But you can't buy anything like that here.
Buy what? Gorilla masks?
Getting getting real nice masks.
They got the pop-up. They got the pop-up Halloween stores around here that have really nice stuff. What's up, Thomas?
Hey,
Hey,
guys,
Thomas,
how you
how
doing?
are you, buddy? But I mean, you guys got nice, flexible masks, and they're more realistic than the ones we have here. I mean, if you do want something real fancy, you're paying through your nose. I already got the rest of it. They gave him the shock treatment. Oh, see, here we go. I'm getting the shock treatment already. Yeah, this is what happened.
I wear a Halloween mask all year round.
Yeah, well, so my I've got another one for tomorrow. That's if Rick's going to have me on his channel. I've got another one for him tomorrow. He should be half decent. Scary but decent. But with my gorilla mask, was that realistic? And I remember with my partner at the time, we went to Jacksonville jail. Not Jacksonville Zoo. Not jail. Get it right, Artie. Not jail. Zoo. We went to the zoo.
I thought you were talking about English, Artie.
I've got to remember where I was. It did have bars in there, I suppose. And they had this area where they made it real spooky. There was one person that had the mask, wasn't as good as mine, trying to be an ape, trying to be a gorilla, trying to scare people and kids. And I thought, man, you don't even making the cut. So I started going on like a gorilla. I tell you what, the poor guy nearly had brake fluid going down his shorts.
Ooh.
I nearly got down because it was too real. Yeah, it's all fun. It's all fun. It's all fun and games. It's just a shame the kids 3 doors up moved out because I was waiting for them to come knocking on my door this year if they were game. Because I didn't turn up last year. I frightened the crap out of them the year before.
I tried one year, Artie. I sat in the driveway for about a half hour. I started moving to get a drink or whatever, and then the kids would come up. They would go. I would sit still for another half hour, get antsy, start moving, and darn it, here they come again.
Yeah, I closed the gate and I just put a sign like that, enter if you're there. And I tell you what, I already had even adults, you see them in the cartoons, when you see the people in midair moving their feet and turning around and bolting. Yeah, that's what these people, that's what I managed to do twice so far. So when you do something like that, you know that you achieved your goal. Yeah. So what have we all been doing? I mean, I can't wait to get a 3D printout of you from me.
I can't wait to get my 3D print out.
Yeah, I was
just so excited.
That's
I'm already going.
Yeah,
I'm already going to turn you into a Bart Simpson.
I just 3D printed these today.
You got to hold it closer, Thomas. We can't see it.
Yeah, it's a forklift.
Nice. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did you print that?
Yeah, I just printed it today. I designed these yesterday, and I printed them today.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back. We're showing off prints. I got to go get something.
Righto. We're talking about beer. I'm going to have beer later on tonight. Actually, I'm not a beer drinker. I'm going to have some bourbon tonight. Yeah, and Daryl, what have you been up to? I love that scene. That was
Just work.
Shredding. The
That
shredder
thing
is in the house.
Yeah, it's exactly shredding. That's exactly what I've been up to.
Shredmeister Flex here, coming at you live. Artie's live stream.
Well, actually, I got a CV handle as well. It is called the Hobo Shredder.
Nice.
the hobo.
Yeah, the only time I really get on the CB is when I'm like in Ontario, because that's where all the truckers are. Wow,
Hang on,
what is
hang
that?
on, hang on.
They still
Yeah, where
have.
are you going?
It's a Falcon Heavy. It's about to take off this week. I've got some LEDs in there that are not showing up too well. There we go.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's incredible.
Now, is that something you made?
Yeah, 3D printed it.
No way. Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that is really cool.
Without the lights, with the lights. Without the lights, with the lights.
I definitely like the lights. Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, dude, that looks really, really good.
Yeah.
You can actually get LEDs. I've got some here.
I bought a bunch, or I got a bunch for the holidays, a whole pack.
So now,
What
like,
are LEDs?
what I'm seeing in color there are there different colors in that?
Yes, I put red up where the engines are, then I went yellow and white at the bottom.
Very, very cool.
Oh yeah. Well, wait until you see what I do on my oil refinery. They have a furnace part on the oil refinery, and it has a smokestack, and I got these lights in there. It look like it's flames coming out, and they flicker.
Nice.
Yeah. So once I get that all done,
Show it off.
Yeah, I'll show it off.
Absolutely. Show us what you're working with.
It's hard. It's hard to show. It's hard to show it, but I mean.
Yeah, you know where I got these things? Evans Designs. They have good.
You can get some of these LEDs.
Yeah.
That makes me want to get up against the wall, Artie.
What is that, Artie? Is that
It's an LED. Let me try to dull it down a bit more.
Okay, I got it. I thought it was like a alien activator or something.
It actually it's got its own sequence of different colors in its lights. It's hard to see it on here. You can buy them where they give out in a different color, so to speak. And what these are good for, what I'm using these in is in the pub and the music scene. Let me get this off so I can see myself up. It's getting a bit hot underneath there too. What I'm going to use these for is in my pub scene, I'm going to have, and another scene I'm going to do eventually is, you know how you got the spotlights on stage? And let me get myself out of here. You know how you get the spotlights and whatnot, they've got the sequencing colors and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm going to use these as spotlights where they change color automatically. Nice. And the other thing that the LEDs are good for is if you make your own TVs, I know Mini Prints does it, but you can actually put them in your TV screen because it just gives you that different tone of color that you get out of your I think Derek, I think this one here gives out 2-3 colors. This one here. There are some that gives out 3-4 colors. So with what you're doing, Plumber, something like that would be good if you sort of look around. But that looks neat. That looks.
Thank you. Put a link to that device on your page so I can check it out.
You can find those LEDs at the J-Car Electronics.
Online
in Australia. That's where I get most of my components.
You know, every time I search for something, it always comes up with Australia, so that's perfect, Artie.
Well,
really?
No, I'm being silly. It was a poor joke.
Oh, look, yeah, look. Without a joke, without joke, we actually do have a lot of good, cool stuff around here. I really buy stuff off Amazon. I usually go to my brick and mortar store, and JK Electronics.
Yes.
They're my brick and mortar store. If I need something, let me bring you up, plumber.
Is that it?
That's it. That's the
All
one.
right. So what's the name of the device?
They're just LEDs.
No, that little box you were plugged into. That's what made them flash and everything, right?
It's an LED tester.
Oh, okay. So that's nothing you can permanently hook them up to and they'll flash.
No, that's just
no. It's just a tester. Like when you're trying to work out your polarities with your LEDs and work out your brightness.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you a scale there as well with the resistance and whatnot.
I see what it is. Yeah.
And it's a handy little tool. And it's good way, and it's also good to work out, have a look and test the LEDs and see if they're working.
Right.
Okay. So
yeah, that's cool. Did you get that from the same place?
Yep. And it runs off a 9-volt battery. It's got all its resistors and whatnot already packed in it. And it's a handy little gadget and it's a handy little tool.
I work with a lot of LEDs. I use my DC pack track power to do it, and I have alligator clips on. They're like 12 inches long, and I put a resistor on one end, and then I test the LEDs, and if they work, they work. That's how I do it.
Nice.
That would be nice tool to have, because then you can just stick it in there and not worry about the resistors.
It's not very expensive. I mean, I think they're only about.
Hold on, I'll have it in a moment.
I might get
$19.95. That's not bad at all.
Say $20. So
yeah, $20. Okay, $20.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
$20, and that in America that works out about $15.
The Bente.
Yeah.
So I need to find something to make the LEDs sparkle like that when I hook them up. A little circuit, something in between my power supply and the LED.
Well, if you want something to flicker or something like that, look at Evans Designs.
Evans Designs.
Yeah, that's where I got mine from. They have all different kinds of flickering ones, flashing ones that look like fire. That's what they make.
You can also buy kits. I know JCar, they got electronic kits there too. They can actually do flashing sequencing as well. They're the old basic electronics. It's not you don't need programming. It's not, you don't need Arduino for these ones.
No.
It's a simple circuit board. You solder it up all together. It's an actual kit. It's an actual electronic kit. And you just put it all together, and I don't have any within my grasp at the moment, but they do make kits where you can do that. And you don't need to program it.
I found some of these. They're LEDs with nano chips on that Evans.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're tiny.
Yeah.
All you do is hook power. The chip's already on it.
Yeah, they work. They work.
And $3.
Yeah. Just put
and I had it working. Sorry.
Yeah. But granted, there are some stuff that you cannot buy in a one place.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to shop around. Like the nano and the micro LEDs, they do have them, but I've got to solder it.
I'm okay with soldering.
Yeah. Okay, Randall. No problem. Long day.
Randall, what's up?
He's been playing the club.
Nano, Pico, they have small or very small to I forget what the maximum size one is, but they have different sizes for each of the LEDs. So they're pretty good. I found them the other day when I was looking for the ones that look like fire.
Cool.
One thing I like about going to the JK Electronics is I usually go during the middle of the day or whatnot when it's really quiet. And look, there's a project that I'm working on or whatnot, and I'm bad. I'll be like a candy in a kid in a toy or candy store, sitting down on the floor and going through the bits and pieces. I mean, I'll take the photo of this place one day, and you'll see what I mean. They've got racks and racks of all these little bits and pieces and components. And
it sounds like Micro Center around here. I love that place. I could spend a year in there.
Look, I was trying to work out my plugs and whatnot, which, if you see in some of my tutorials on how I done my tallest motors, I sat down there and I've gone through every single different types of plugs that they got.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will this match? Will that match? I went
check them out.
I checked through everyone, and the guy's like, "Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll leave you alone."
Are you the guy at the Home Depot that opens the package, pulls one nut out, and then throws the package back?
Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
That's what I'm picturing, Artie.
Yeah, but all this stuff's already loose in there.
Oh, cool. They just have bins of the adapters. I got you.
Yeah, the bins. It'll be like opening one of these, and it's like this. They all
like the old 5 and dime stores used to be.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You used to be able to take them out, take your screw there, and try to get a nut on it to fit and stuff like that. Now you can't do that because everything's packaged.
If there are some stuff in the pack, and I need to open it up,
and they wonder why. Yeah, and they wonder why everything's ripped up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? I mean, it's true. I mean, you know, I can't wait.
Daryl's been there, the shredder.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for the day they start locking things up at Home Depot, because everywhere you go around here, makeup, men's stuff, it's all locked up. You got to call somebody to get your product, and then good luck with that, because no one's available.
You know, they just started.
Amen, Brother Daryl, preach on.
They started locking up the freezers in the stores. So now now you have to go and ask somebody to get a key to open it up to take the stuff out of the freezer, right? You know.
Oh wow,
it's crazy.
We haven't got that yet.
We've got cameras down the aisles now. You walk down and it like beeps at you and starts flashing, so you'll look and see yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I make sure I put something in my pocket.
No, I stick my middle finger up at the camera.
Well, that too. that too. Hey, I was going to ask you, now that you're a famous skateboarder, dude.
Yes.
So, hey, you going to contact the Bam Margera crew?
I am not gutsy enough to do what those guys do. You know. Right now, I just want to be on top of my half pipe. I can't wait. You know, take photos of it, video.
So, Palmer, are you going for the next Olympic event in the skateboarding?
Yes, Artie. You know, I'm going with my wife and kids. Thank you.
Good. I'm waiting to see you in the Olympics, mate. I'm waiting.
I wish. I wish. That would be awesome, but that's a dream.
Yeah. Why don't you get Bernard to send you the STL file and print it out yourself? That way you have it right away, right?
I don't have a resin printer. I have 2 filament printers.
Have them send it to me, because I just printed these people today and I'm printing them.
Just give us a look.
They're real. See how small they are? They're workers.
It looks like the head of my arrow. Yeah. I think you got to go closer, Thomas.
Yeah, bring it closer to the camera. Oh yeah,
dude,
cool.
You got a production crew back there? Are you looking at the correct camera?
Yeah, it's hard to. Let's see which way. There we go.
There you go. There it is. Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. So
Is that his arm, or is he taking
his
a
arm.
leap?
Yeah, his
Okay,
arm.
okay.
Yeah, one arm's over there.
There we go. I see it now. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm painting the pants blue like denim, and then the upper part is a vest. I got to paint on it, and that's the next step after I get these painted. So
I want a 3D print of that fountain from the Money Pit.
yeah.
That movie, The Money Pit.
Yep.
I know which one you're talking about.
The Hanks.
Yep.
Oh, the Money Pit one. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
The fountain doesn't work till he's under it.
Yeah. That was a good movie, by the way.
It's classic now.
That's right.
Yeah, no, it's bad when you got shops that have got to lock things up. I mean, it goes to show you what the people like in the area, and like what Joe is saying there, like things are being locked up at Walmart.
Uh-oh.
That's
Sorry.
really that's not a really good sign of what's going on over there. I mean, it is slowly picking up over here too, but I mean, look, I know things are tough. I know things get expensive or whatnot, but I believe it. If you want something, you need something,
You're gonna get it.
ask for it. Like, if it's a necessity, ask for it. I mean, I've been down that path myself.
You know what, Artie? I want my MTV.
Well, sorry, I can't give it to you. I can't give it to you, but you know,
I want my MTV.
The old MTV.
Yeah,
That's
but you want money for nothing. You can't get that. Not today. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And your chicks for free?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Right. Nothing's for free.
Well, nothing is for free, and I'm not really going to refer to politics. Well, I've got to refer to politics, but I remember one of our treasurers turned around and said, and nailed it on the head, there's no such thing as free.
That's correct.
Because it's going to end up costing somebody something.
Right.
Because they're all jumping up about free Medicare, the healthcare, the free this and free that. As you turn around, it says,
who's paying for it?
Someone's got to pay for it.
Right. We are.
Yeah.
We are. And I got to say one thing, though, like with me, I've done it tough, and I've done tough even recently. I mean, there was times where I couldn't afford to go and buy one of these.
Your inhaler?
Yeah, me and I couldn't buy it. But I go to the regular chemist all the time, or you guys call pharmacy.
I thought that was a big giant lighter, Artie. I thought you were just going to burn it all down.
No, I'm not that desperate. But I went up to my pharmacy and look, I need one. I can't afford to fix you up until Monday, Tuesday. Please, may I get one? It's either going to say yes or no. G'day, Possum Bio. How are you? It's either going to say yes, no, or yes. But because I'm always at the same place and asked for it nicely, he gave one for me.
You're lucky, dude. Look at that. You found a human.
Right?
But because I turned around and done the right thing and asked him. Another thing is also, which I believe in, is supporting a local place. G'day, Jeff. How are you?
The railroad enthusiast. What's up?
Go to a regular brick and mortar place when things do get tough, and you need that helping hand. And go, hey, I need a hand up. Could you please help me? 9 times out of 10, they will help you because you helped them. You know, it's fine to get things online and everything else. I'll use that as a last resort. I mean, okay, Amazon's got really big, and I'm hearing people saying Amazon. I'm sorry, people. Yeah, Amazon can be helpful.
Somebody else heard Amazon. They're barking.
But for an extra $3-4, go and support your local guy down around the corner.
I'll be right back.
Okay, plumber. Go and support your local business around the corner, because there's going to be a time, if you're helping them, it's going to be a time when you need a helping hand, and they will help you out. Even with gas on my car. I mean, I go to a regular place to fill up my gas. One time I forgot my wallet by accident. And because I'm there on a regular basis, I'm helping his business out. And I go, sorry, buddy, I left my wallet at home. I'll be back in about half an hour to an hour and I'll fix you up. But because I'm there on a regular basis, it says, bring it tomorrow. Fix me up tomorrow.
Artie, how's your layout coming? Your top level?
It's getting there.
That's good.
I've pretty much. I'll put the camera back up. Hopefully, I'm not going to lose my mic. That's looking from that way, and let me see if I can get it from the other way.
I see more tools than track.
I was just going to say the same thing, Thomas.
Well, I didn't get a chance to.
This teaching.
I know it's all right. I can take shit. I'll give it back to. Let me just change the camera. Readjust this one here. So I'm going to make people a little bit dizzy.
See, I don't like leaving stuff on my track, period. I don't care if it's for any time I'm working on it or anything. I don't like leaving stuff on the track at all.
Okay. So what's going to happen? I've got the machine shop. I'm going to end up putting it down in here.
What is that shop?
Machine
That's
shop.
one of the Wolfers machine shops.
Okay, machine shop.
But that's going to be like a carriage service facility where the passenger cars get fixed and repaired. I'm not going with the second level now. I'm just going to lose the station platforms down on the bottom. Here I'm going to have a engine refueling facility for the passenger locos. And station soon is going to be down. Oh, it's hard to see, but the station soon is going to be down on this end here. And I might put a little marketplace around here.
So what's that interesting building on the left up on the second level there?
On the left, that was going to be, I was going to use that to elevate another 2 tracks to give me 2 more platforms. They're the, what do you call it? What do you call them?
Drawbridges?
It's like elevated bridges. The subway.
Cool, Artie. Uh-oh.
Oh, we lost Artie.
Yep, we sure did.
And
Oh, we lost him big time.
yeah, he must have moving around maybe.
Yeah, he can. He can come back in anytime he wants to.
Yeah,
Artie down. Artie down.
That's all right. That was strange.
Mystic, what's up?
Hey, Mystic, buddy, how are you?
It's
What's up,
because
man?
Mystic was loading in, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
It was Mystic. It was Mystic that did it.
I thought Heath was the other
I was
guy.
going to use. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Yeah, elevated track. That's what it is. I was going to use those elevated
cool.
tracks
Okay.
to do platforms on either side, but when I've done my measurements, because I want the station building to be permanent, the station building and everything else is going to be more than 2 feet. And I've given myself basically a 2-foot rule. In other words, I'm working on a 2-foot maximum height, because when I need to move this layout and move to another house, I need to be able to fit it through the doors.
Yeah.
Right. Majority of the doors are about 2 foot 4, 2 foot 6. The entrance to the doorways. And to get out near my front door, it's really cramped. So I need to keep down on 2 foot. If I'd done the elevator track, of course it's going to be sitting down permanently, and with all the structures about it, it's going to bring me close to a 3 foot mark. So I'll scrap that idea. I'm going to have hidden staging underneath here anyway.
Right.
So I can still use 2 hidden tracks, which can be underground station platform.
Cool.
2 passenger trains.
Nice. I want to do an underground subway.
Yeah. Those track spaces, yeah. Thomas, they were very handy tools to... Hi, MTA, nice to see you. It was very handy to work out my spacing for what I'm doing. I did have my Pico gauge, but it's ideal to do the yard with. I managed to do the curve at the far end, where I was able to match the distance between each of the tracks, and to do the platforms. To do the platform space, and the yellow one is just perfect.
Look at Thomas, man. He is focused.
Painting.
Is that what you're doing,
Eric.
Thomas? You're pointing?
Yeah, painting the people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thomas, it won't fit through the window. I already thought about that, and it won't fit through the window. I mean, what's the spacing in the window?
I've got to use a magnifying glass to do that, Thomas.
Yeah.
Little helping hands, clip the little dude's feet, slather it with paint.
I don't have enough time for that.
You got a post-apocalyptic layout with nobody.
No, plumber, you're going to have to paint mine, brother, or I guess I'll have to find someone to paint yours, because this is never going to happen.
You've got AJ close to you. You've got a beautiful resource right there.
My buddy AJ, he's busy. He's super, super busy.
Football season.
Yeah, football season, school season, every season. He's just,
Yeah, but
I talk to him all the time. It's just that he's just too busy.
Understood.
Yeah, he misses coming on the cab crew for sure. So he says once football is done and over, he's gonna rock and roll.
It's not football, it's girls. That's what he's busy with.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you, Thomas. He won't say it, but it's the girls that's after him.
Yeah.
I'm just glad he's giving himself Sunday off.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get his driver's license as well.
Nice.
Well, that's the end of that. We won't see him because all the girls will be doing a taxi driver service with the girls.
So how old is AJ then? Is he only 16?
He's 16.
Oh, okay.
Christ. Even I was after girls at the age of 16. I mean, girls came priority over everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Nah,
Good to be young. It was good to be young.
He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
Yeah,
I mean, All jokes aside, if you ever watch this, AJ, you know we're only messing around with you. We do got a lot of respect for you. I mean, you're doing good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so what if you're going to hang around with girls? Just be out with it, you know. But then again, he doesn't want to give away too many of his secrets. He's a smart kid. Welcome back, Mike.
Hey, Plumber,
Hey.
real quick.
Yes.
The other day, I put a statement. I'm not too sure whose stream it was. Maybe it was Jim Tedesco's. We were talking about a movie.
Oh.
Dusk Till Dawn is the movie.
Oh, okay. Not Daybreakers. Gotcha.
Not Daybreakers. It was Dusk Till Dawn.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. And then I asked my wife, and she goes, Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh man.
Just like that.
Hey, can't win them all. You know, you can't win them all.
I can't win them all.
No, well, you can't guess them all either.
I'm not a trivia guy. I just like movies.
Yeah.
That's why I got IMDb on my phone. I can just look stuff like that up. You know.
Well, I usually run my own Plex server, but my computer's on the fritz.
Derek.
He might get paid a lot to do something like that. Don't underestimate.
Who says he's not doing? Who says he's not doing their makeup now? He could be doing their makeup now, but he's not telling us. He's got a hidden talent there.
Well, it's not hidden. He's got a talent, but it's not hidden.
No, but he's not giving away too much of where he's sharing his talent.
No, he's too busy. That's why.
No, he's just too busy, you know, and I get it. He said he kind of got burnt out a little bit on it, because there's just too many things going on, and I totally get being burnt out.
You can get burnt out on anything. The best things in life.
Burnt out on anything. Yeah.
Okay, totally. Joe, take care, buddy.
It's right, Joe out.
We'll see you later, Joe.
Peace out, Joe Raider. Of the Lost Ark. Sorry, I'm the smoker.
Oh man, I can't get over there. I'll tell you what, we'll turn the country upside down if I ever turn up there. I can just see it now.
Artie, you've been here 3 times already. I saw you in Strasbourg.
Yeah, but that's a quiet side. That's my quiet side. You got to get my normal side over there. That's my other side. You know, that was my quiet side. That's over there at the moment.
Your zombie side, you look a little pale. You know, maybe a little sick. I don't know.
What do you expect? I mean, look at the person that's been taking care of me. Where has he been keeping me? In the drawer.
Yeah.
On the back of a pickup truck.
And now you're just hanging out in Sparky's shed.
Yeah, and then he lets me get kidnapped.
Kidnapping. It was an Artie napping.
Yeah. Takes me across the border. Now I'm gonna have it took me a while to get into US. Now I've got no hope in hell of getting back again.
Right, we got you right out. That's funny, Artie.
That's the way a cookie crumbles, I suppose. When the graffiti, you have to feel it. Well, that's right, Sparky. Yeah, you gotta have a feel for it. Even something with scenery, you just gotta have the you gotta have the feel for it. You gotta have the motivation to do it. And a lot of times,
photos to look at.
Yeah, that's how AJ does. Yeah, and AJ's got a nick for it. He's talented. I mean, the last time he was on my live stream up with us, he just went to it. And within 30 minutes, he had a full-blown locomotive tagged and weathered. Right. And it looked awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have it, some people don't.
True that.
It's like anything else. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah, I think
that's the reason why people send, stuff to Jason to have electronics put in. That's why people go to other, model railroaders, because, they don't.
Sorry, I just read that. Did not mean to cut you off, Daryl. Sorry.
Sparky.
With friends like you, Sparky, I don't need any enemies.
Hilarious.
Well, it's just like the last video I just put out of rail fanning. I mean, you're not going to see any engines like that tagged up like that anywhere.
They were awesome, though. That was an enjoyable video.
Thank you. And
it's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, and you don't, and that's why I filmed that section. And like I said, I think Union Pacific is so proud of those locomotives. It's gotten so much attention. Those locomotives been painted like that and tagged for years. For years they've been tagged like that.
So they just embraced it.
They just embraced it. Absolutely.
Can we get some matte finish over here?
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
But it's funny because when we talk about tagging, like over here, we had a lot of issues before the crackdown with a lot of the freight cars and passenger cars, but more the freight cars are being tagged. So what this one company done, Manildra Group, they bought a whole heap of new flower hoppers. They look like grain hoppers. But to get at these people that do the graffiti and whatnot, they put these murals of the workers from out back.
Yeah.
All over the whole canvas. I mean, I can't share it because it's copyrighted. If I do end up finding the photos that I've taken, I can put it up.
Yeah.
But they painted these murals all over these carriages.
That's cool.
Believe it or not, they ran in the system for nearly 6 years without them being tagged. But of course, some of these young ones decided, we're going to tag them. Well, by then the tagging police have been out and they've been caught, and some of them actually are spending 5 years in jail.
Oh wow. That might be a little far, Make them clean and paint the logo or something. But
yeah, now what they're doing, they are actually they're giving them community service, and part of the community service is to go out and clean up the mess.
Yeah,
should
be.
Look, to be honest, I mean they'll go around, and the police and the people that are doing it, they've got a separate task force. They'll go and take the photos of these tags and see who they are, match them up to where they are, and they track them down eventually. G'day, Serena. How are you, Junior? Lewis, nice to see you.
Hey, Serena, Junior.
But there is an art form, and
absolutely,
one of my friends' sons, he's a graffiti artist himself, and he's actually getting paid by the governments and the counties and whatnot to do graffiti art.
It's accepted now. I had a hard time trying to find a graffiti artist when I needed one years ago.
Yeah.
No one wanted to come forward. That's not me.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Our council down here allowed a separate section and goes, right, these two walls here is just for you guys to produce your art. Go outside of this block, and we're going to come pouncing on you. This is for you guys. And that was fair. Now, what they were doing, they were picking up some art. There's something going on. They'll go, right, we want to know who the artist is that is. We got a job for you. We got a job for that. And they're painting up all these brick walls that have been tagged constantly. And
usually look bad anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of the taggers will not touch that work.
You're right. It's true. That's what they do around here.
Yeah. And so my daughter went to Colorado State her first year, and that little town there, it was filled with art all over every wall, all over the electrical boxes. Anything that could be painted, they just let them do it, but in a controlled manner. They had to submit what they wanted to paint. And they got a canvas.
That's what they've done here. That's what they've done here. I don't know where they first started. I don't know which country was the first started, but I remember here, like your electrical control boxes for your traffic lights and that, and the power boxes, they just gone up and started doing them up with the graffiti artists. And a lot of graffiti artists will not touch other graffiti's work unless it's gang related. That's another thing.
What's up, Fire Vixen?
Hey, Fire Vixen, welcome. Welcome.
Hey, Fire Vixen.
So,
Frank, who you talking to, brother? Which Steve?
Yeah, which Steve, which John?
which one? I don't
Which
know
David?
if I respond or not. Is it another Steve? I don't know.
Yeah.
My name is Steve. That's my brother Steve and my other brother Steve.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't it Daryl?
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
But I retrofit it for me, you see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got it all the time. I still get it.
Well, I'm just a lucky one. It's not a very common name, so my name's very odd. So if anyone yells at Artie, I'll be like, huh? Ah, not you, the other one. There's two in the place. Yeah. No, it wasn't me. It was the other Artie. But I never. We had a real bad case of taggers here. What was it? Back in the mid-90s, early 90s, we had a bad case of it. I'll never forget. In Sydney, I'll
be right back.
All right. I was on the train waiting to head home down to here. And of course, it's late in the evening. I didn't want to go wandering around. It had about half an hour to 45 minutes before my train departed. So I just sat in my car and relaxed. And here was a brand new passenger train going for its maiden run.
Nice.
Right. It's done up in two sets of four car electrics joined together. Now it went through the Sydney's underground.
Cool.
By the time it came out of the underground, this is half an hour, roughly about half an hour. It got tagged between the two units. They graffitied all up around it and the back of it. A brand new, say, $2, $3, $4 million train.
Yeah.
Tagged.
Might be a little frustrated with that unless I ask for it, you know?
Yeah.
All that money in paint.
I mean, really? Come on, guys. Give it at least 2-3 years and let it show its age before you do something.
Yeah. Let it get grimy, little chip, you know, a dent here or there. Then come on in. Let's make it look better.
But it's your first trip. And that's when they said, nah, no more. Enough's enough.
Done.
Is Rick still on? No, I think he is dealing with his little saplings. They weren't in bed quite yet, so he's probably dealing with them.
After 9 o'clock, it's hard to get a hold of Rick. He's always taking care of the kids.
Yeah. And
doing his thing.
Yeah. Tomorrow night's going to be a little bit different because for those that follow Sidetrack Sunday, he's doing the show this Sunday, 8 o'clock US Eastern time. He's the one that's hosting the show. So keep a lookout for that because he's up to something. Oh,
notifications are on. Anthony Dodd, what's up?
Hey, buddy, hang on. Here he is.
The outsider is now in.
Rest area. He's driven for an hour and he's already exhausted.
Rex, what's up?
Yeah, it's all right. As long as it's it's good. If you're tired, I reckon I'm a big preacher that if you're tired, pull over, have a break. Don't drive while you're tired.
Martin
If
says
I'm
that a
on
group of
here long
graffiti
enough, your
artists.
oldest T will show up.
I'm sorry, I talked over you already. I didn't hear that, brother.
Yeah, no.
There we
Yeah.
go. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. And absolutely.
Yeah.
And it looks good.
There are some good ones and there are some crappy ones. There was one down by Coniston Station when I was doing shots of the 59 Class Steam engine. And I don't know if it's still up or not, but I mean, it was the longest lasting mural that a graffiti artists have done that hasn't been painted over. But it was amazing. What they did with the spray cans and whatnot just totally amazed me.
It is. I mean, for a rattle can, very talented, some of them. Now, some of them are just idiots like me that get out there and think they can do something that can't, you know. I mean, I haven't tried, but I would be that idiot if I did.
But with some of them, they got really good artistic skills. Not so much with the rattle cans, but you have a look where they do it.
Oh, yeah.
And you
it's
think,
amazing.
How on earth do they get up on that? And you're trying to work out how on earth do they get up there?
And without taping lines, how do you get those crisp lines? You know, I can't do that.
How do they get up there in the first place?
Ladders. I mean, they got to be willing.
Oh, how hey, Anthony carrying ladders to get up on those locations?
Yeah. Bring like a 8-foot aluminum, really light. That's like 10, 15 pounds right there.
Around here, they wouldn't go to that extent.
No,
not around here. But when you look at it, you think, you end up working out how they get up there, and you think, geez, you guys are risking your lives to come up here.
Remember the game Chicken in the swimming pool where you'd sit on the other person's shoulders? Maybe they do that. It's a really, really tall person.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's it too. That's it too. Steel mill.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, there are some good ones around here. I'm gonna have to go out. I'm gonna have to do that for my fun day. Friday, show everyone the artwork that we've got around here.
Cool.
Going back to Steelworks, it was funny. We had two guys.
Chris from Govia.
Chris, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you. It was so funny. Now, one of them were one of these graffiti taggers. They were up in a cherry picker, a very high cherry picker.
Now that's dedicated.
Yeah, but they were working.
Call Sunbelt, get me a cherry picker.
Yeah, well, they were working inside the steel mill. They had to work up.
Oh, okay. They had it already. Gotcha.
Yeah, they already had it there. So what they decided to do, bloody idiots, they decided they were going to do a tag up on that stack. Mind you, it's like about 100, 200 feet up in the air, and they decided to tag it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. But they no longer got a job because the thing they put on there, one, Blue Scope still down around the corner didn't appreciate what they'd written up there. And they were the only, the other reason they got caught, they were the only poor bastard who was able to get up that high.
They had the keys to the cherry picker.
All right, Anthony, you take it easy, drive safely, bud. Just message us on the other thing. Let us know you got home safe.
Peace out, Mr. Dodge.
Yeah. No, he's a great guy. I enjoy him. He's a great friend and he's a great person. Um, yeah, I mean, what a way to get caught. Um, yeah, so they had to get before they got fired. They had to go up there and clean it up, and then they got fired. And there are now. And this is stupidity, because of the nature of their work, and they relied on the steelworks for employment for the work that they do. They are not now barred for life out of that plant. So yeah,
It's the Artie request line coming live. We got a request for Daryl. Trackside Mike wants to zoom in, please.
yeah.
Oh, look at that, Daryl. What's up?
Yeah. Now, I love that scene. And
yeah, that's beautiful.
I have a friend. He works with the minings, and he's got the geological engineering degree and whatnot. And he will be like, he'll be commenting on how that can be done in that way. There's too much of overhang. Where's the stability in that?
Yeah,
you know what I used to turn around and tell him?
Yeah, there's a lot of overhang in the center. It doesn't look like it, but there is. There's quite a bit of overhang.
Yeah, but he'll be one that will turn around and say it's engineeringly impossible, and go, well, South Americans do it.
Yeah, I've seen that at a couple of different railroads around the world.
I've never seen it. I've never seen anything like this. And where I got this from, my grandfather always called me Pappy, and he had actually done something similar to this when I was like the age of 6 or 7 on his HO scale layout. I'll never forget it.
Nice.
So that's what I copied.
But
that's awesome, Daryl.
Yeah, I'd never seen anybody else do it like this, and it believe me, this scene took me, just this scene alone, without carving, probably took me 3 months to construct and get it correct. And the carving probably took, the carving was done in stages. So, but yeah, I'm very, very proud of it. And believe it or not,
it looks unreal.
Well, let's see here. It is only, here, let me grab a tape measure. This is about, from wall to the outside, it's only 13 inches. That's it. That's the seam. 13 inches right there.
It's beautiful. Doesn't need to be any more.
Yeah.
So 187 asked, is it foam that you carved or something else, Daryl?
It is, okay, I wired it first. I mold the shape, and then what I did is I actually use foam. Just your regular Home Depot foam. And then
for windows and doors?
Yes, but the red can. And then okay. I let it cure. I poked holes in it. You know, like through here, I poked holes in it, and then I let it cure for a couple weeks because it will keep expanding. And then once I thought it was done and cured, all this is done by Plaster of Paris. And believe it or not, most of this is done with a cheap chisel from Harbor Freight and a screwdriver and a razor blade. That's it. That's
all right, MacGyver.
Yeah. So believe me, I went through, thank God for Harbor Freight, because, you know, you can buy those set chisels for really cheap, like $5 or $6. And believe me, I went through a lot of sets. Now, when I first mix it up, I mix a color into it. So I get a little bit of a color variation. So when I'm digging into it, it doesn't, it doesn't fade. And then when it gets hard enough, that's when I really use the chisels. But in order to get like the depth in it, that's where I use a razor blade.
And then did you use a wash when you paint it to highlight the cracks?
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mystic
No,
says you desert modelers got it easy, man. Very little foliage.
and that's so true, Plumber, and you're absolutely right.
Well,
And
that was Mystic. That was I was giving you Mystic's comment.
oh yeah, well, Mystic was the one that said, I forget what he said, but he says, "Hey, it's nice to see you change sceneries." And you know, my signature series is my water one because I probably get more comments and probably more subscriptions out of that water scene because people want to learn how to do that. They want to know how to do that.
Everyone
And I
loves
told
water.
Mystic that I couldn't change scenes in here because my garage for the last 4 months was about 100 degrees. So just standing in the garage doing my live streams, I would just drench with sweat. Next year, that's going to change. I'm not going to be doing it in here, so I'll be doing it elsewhere. But in any case, yeah, no, just three basic, simple tools and plaster of Paris.
This
Because
is what got me to your channel, Daryl. Is this scene here?
you think so?
Yeah, this is what got me to your channel. Not the beach. The beach for me is too overrated.
Okay,
I'm with Artie on that one.
really?
Yeah.
Look, I live by the beach. I'm only taking a mickey about the beach has been overrated, but something I say to my stepsister in Boston because she always wants to get to the beach and go. They're overrated. Sand gets into everything. Um, but yeah, this is what got me to your channel. This scene here is what got me to your channel. This is what I liked.
Well, this was my first
And
actual YouTube video that I did. Was this scene?
and what Mystic said that with that the guys that do the desert scene has got it easy. I don't know. You have a look at the colours. Try to get the colours right.
Right.
That's a challenge in its own without the
Yes.
foliage.
Yes. Yes. There's all
You
kinds of
know,
colors
and
in here. There's yellow, there's grays, there's burnt umber, there's brown, there's black.
yeah,
There's some white in there. There's some areas where there's some whitewashed where I tried to follow where the water would come off the side of the mountain, and it's got kind of like a whitewash to it where the water had been dripping down. So
Nice.
you know, it just I don't want to pick up my camera and move it because there's a lot more of this scenery that you're not seeing. But this is just one of those signatures. You know, this is where I can actually sit in front. So I've been wanting to move to this area for quite some time, but just too damn hot.
So Container Man said that the double stack intermodal is what brought him to your channel.
Oh, really? Well, thank you, Roy.
Yep.
You know, I'm not much of a stack train fan, but that's all I see out here mostly. And I didn't really fall in love with the stack trains until I actually built a nice consist. So
Nice. I like how it's creeping through.
What's
yeah, it is.
that one?
Well, actually, okay. So this is on. If you can see it, this is on speed step 128, and right now I got it on 6.
6.
Wow.
Wow.
yeah, which is
Looks like it's lower than that.
Yeah.
Jared says he thinks this is your best scene also.
Well, thank you, Derek. Well, I'm here to stay on this one for a while now. I think it's beautiful, and like I said, I believe that Derek Alexander was one of my first commenters, and he's been a great supporter throughout, and I appreciate that, Derek. I really, really do. But this was my first video, you know. So I just started filming on YouTube just back in just early January, and now, you know, I'm up in almost November. So, but thank you. And now this scene does drop.
But
It drops down, and there's an actual water scene that goes another foot down. But Now, believe it or not, I had to take the valence. There was a valence up here. I had to take the valence off because what was happening is the valence with, I had to take off the other valences because I did a test run on StreamYard, you know, and there was too many shadows. So I had to take this valence off and I had to take the valence behind the camera off because it was leaving a dark shadow in here.
Oh, man, don't want that.
No, no. And it looked horrible. And I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? So it took me a couple hours to get it right, but the camera is set exactly perfect. You're not seeing my, you're not seeing my center section, and you're not seeing anything else. You're just seeing.
That's good. We don't want to see your center section, Daryl.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No.
So I appreciate that, brother.
Wrong channel for that. Wrong channel for that. But Mystic, I'm gonna give you a challenge. I'm gonna bring the four of us back up again. But Mystic, I'll give you a challenge. Go and do the Australian desert. I mean, that will be challenging. We got
Peace out, Randall.
Yeah, take care, Randall. Have a good night, and you take care, mate. While you're out on the road.
Bring up 187's comment, Artie.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I you know, look, that would be great. I wouldn't know how to go about that, but again, this is just fun for me, and I'm actually gonna do some builds on my Cab Crew Wednesdays. I might start this week with a build, and you know, I'm gonna probably do some mountain scenes and stuff like that. So you know, I can just show people how I do it.
You know, they have got yearly competitions that comes up to around about Christmas time, where there's prize monies and whatnot for taking shots and scenes of your layout. What they call it again? I forgot that section in my Road Raider magazine. Someone can remind me. I took my hat off. Yes, I did, Steve. But they do have a section there where trackside scenes or trackside photos, and they got some. They got some good prize money, even nothing but prize money, and that's one way of getting your hobby out there or your layout out there for that matter.
Hey Artie, bring up. I'm sorry, Artie. Bring up Container Man's last comment on Southern California.
Yeah.
Not that one. Go back. It's got the one with the snow in it.
Oh, I got you. I'll take my snowboard up to Mini Prince, and we'll get you a snowboard figure.
You know, Roy, I did honestly think about doing snow caps up here. The only problem is the reason why I haven't done it, and maybe I won't do it, is only because my garage gets so dusty. The white snow would just turn into just a gray color. That's the only reason why I haven't done it. And thank you. Yeah, I thought about it. I still might do it up on the back top ones. I might, you know. So thank you, Roy.
Plumber.
Yes.
I was one of the first ones ever on a snowboard.
Nice. I think we've had this conversation in the chat before.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. When I was out in Colorado, I was doing ski racing out there, and then the rep came out and the snowboards, and a bunch of us tried it.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I just think of Ski Patrol, that crazy dude with that snowboard with the wind sail, and he had the masks on the side of his head. And he's like, taste death, live life. Oh, I'm so scared. I don't know how many of you have seen that movie.
Which movie is that?
Yeah.
It's called Ski Patrol, Artie.
Yeah.
From the 80s.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I was on a ski.
Yeah, that's awesome, though.
Yeah. And one time I was practicing for a race, and I was coming down about 80, 90 miles an hour, and some woman decided to cut across the race. And I had a ditch because I would have killed her if I would have hit her head on, And my skis were brand new, and they didn't have the strap. They were strapless. They had the brake thing, and the ski just shot down the mountain and went down in a ravine. So I had a ski patrol, wrote me down, and to get it, it was stuck right into the ice and straight in. It was yeah. It was some experience, I'll tell you.
You're lucky the ski patrol went down for your snowboard. Now they're just like, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah. These were the good old days.
What do you mean, mate, going to women's lockers room? I don't want to women's lockers room, Roy. What are you trying to do? Get me in more trouble? Yeah.
Yeah, look a little Jerry Garcia mystic. He does with the band. What's under that band, Artie?
Well, I'm not going to say a single thing. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to get a drink, guys. So just bear with me. I'll be back. So you guys just communicate. I've got to get a drink. My throat's getting a bit.
I was going to answer a question anyway.
I'm back in a minute.
Oh, I see the train disappeared now, Daryl.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, no, it's gone.
Yeah.
How many cars are in that concept?
Yeah, actually, this is the inside loop, and I would say it's a couple feet shorter. So I had to cut the train a little bit. I had to take off a section of 53 footers just because. But of course, I added 2 more trains to the consist. So that just made up for that. So, but I was going to answer Jeff, the railroad enthusiast. Daryl, that background looks so awesome. How long did it take you to build that mountain and tunnel? If you weren't in here, I would say this to where it's at. It took me a few months to actually construct it before I actually starting applying foam and plaster of Paris in there. So it took probably about a good 6 months, not a whole 6 months, but just working on it on the weekends and hours on the evening, so it took a while.
Is there 2 tracks up there? Container Man.
No, this is a double main layout. The other, so from that wall on the other side is another like 13 inches. So this is actually really sitting on a 24-inch, and it's cut right down the middle. So and that's what I wanted to create. I wanted to create something where I'm at my workbench on the other side. I don't want to see what's going on over here. I don't even care. Right. I just want to be on my workbench. And then I'm sure you guys have seen above my workbench, I got a little 8-footer there, and then it goes over my toolbox, and then it goes onto the main layout. And that's what started. Yeah, that's why my layout is actually 54 inches. 2-track from ground to there. It's because my toolbox set the height for the layout.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And Container Man is saying you need an Amtrak going through there. I couldn't agree with him more.
You're absolutely right. And I don't have any. I have passenger cars, but I don't have any passenger trains. I have a passenger station for it to stop at, but it's boarded up right now. No, really, actually, it is. It's boarded up. I made it like that. I made it like it was boarded up. The only thing I haven't done to it is taken off and graffitied it. Like it's been there for a while. But yeah, right. I don't own any passenger trains, and the only reason why is because I'm more of a freight guy. I like the trucks. Actually, I like the trucks just as well as I do the locomotives. Because in HO scale, I mean, you can just get various looking tractors. So my layout's more about freight movement and just about movement. And that's why you don't see any cities on my layout, because those are somewhere else,
A different time, a different place.
time in a different place. And that's how I choose my layout. Not that I don't like rails or passenger cars. Actually, I do. And I mean, Anthony Dodge is a good way of looking at a passenger layout. I mean, he's got a very nice layout.
He's got extreme passenger service. Extreme.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. But yes, I am looking for doing a Amtrak for sure, probably.
What's a P42, Mike? He says that's what you need. Trackside Mike says you need a P42. I don't know exactly what I'm picturing here.
I don't know either, Mike. Mike, you'll have to text me a picture of a P42. Actually, you know what? I actually like I like what Chris has got on his layout. I know it's Canadian, but I do have CNs and I do have CPs. So I was actually thinking about maybe buying a Rapido, like a Govia or something like that, passenger train or something like that. That would be kind of cool and different.
Oh, I want one of those too. I also want the ICE train from Germany. All right, so it's the one I see rail fanning. It's the one, that's getting replaced by the Charger.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Daryl, how long does it take the train to go around the whole layout?
Well, it depends on what speed step. It can go around in a minute. It can take 10 minutes.
Look at that one. Look at that photo I found.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. I'm doing, there we go.
Oh, wow.
That's Amtrak.
Wow,
right?
man, that thing dug into the ground.
Yeah, that was not fun, I bet.
No.
Uh-oh.
That looks like what they do for trucks, when you're on a hill, they're coming down a hill, they lose their brakes, they go off and hit a...
Now, see, I think that locomotive's pretty cool looking.
It's the same one. It's just painted with the 50 anniversary scheme. That's the one that I thought was the Charger. When I posted that video, someone corrected me and I had to change the title.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It is. I concur.
Yeah. No, I do agree. I should get a passenger on here.
I've never seen this one, though. I don't know if any of you have seen that one.
No, is that Texas?
I have no clue. I just pulled up images after typing in the locomotive, P42.
Huh.
So I'm just looking through whatever, it's thrown up. I mean, you want to talk about tag art? Look at this one. That's somebody loves their truck.
Is that on that Amtrak?
Yeah, it's on an Amtrak engine.
No way.
Yeah.
It looks like it's parked next to it, don't it?
It does.
It does. It does look like it. I cannot believe Amtrak would leave that on that train like that.
They might have done it as a publicity stunt.
Oh, you know what? You might be right. It might be an advertisement for whatever that name of that truck is.
Right. I think that's cool. The old Ford. I can't remember. I'm sorry. No, I don't think it's the Ranger. It didn't have a long run.
Series truck. I don't know which one it is though.
Gotcha. That's about all the good photos I can find so far. All the rest are just average. Yes, P42. Brought to you by Artie String.
Who's that clown in the upper left-hand corner?
It's it.
Yeah, the Toyota Tundra. Yeah, that's what it is. Amtrak does come up with some weird color schemes. I mean, they did a big promotion for Coca-Cola where they repainted their one of their Siemens electric locomotives. I'm leaving. I hate clowns.
Roy.
So do I.
That's why
I'm taking a mickey of them. At least I'm a better clown than the other one in New York.
Or the Terrifier clown.
I'm all right.
Yeah, I just watched that movie this weekend.
Container Man doesn't like clowns. He said he's out.
Because Coca-Cola moved.
What happened to your nose?
Amtrak moved away from Pepsi. fell off.
All right, I'm
Changed his
getting.
contract from
I'm sorry, I'm getting text. My attention needs to be elsewhere. It's been real. It's been fun. Everybody have an awesome evening. Peace out.
too,
Hope
Plumber.
to see you all
All right.
again soon.
Yeah, enjoy your weekend.
Thank
okay,
you. Thank you.
I will see you in the week. See you later in the week.
Yes, sir.
Amtrak moved away from Pepsi to Coca-Cola. And what they've done with one of their engines, the Siemens electric engines in the Northeast Corridor, they actually turned it into it was taped over, of course. It's one of those red transfers, but they end up putting Coca-Cola advertising on the side of it. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Might be on this computer, I hope. It's a picture that it's one of the locos that I have. No, I haven't got it on this computer. It's on the other hard drive. But yeah, it's one of the trains I would like to do. After the layout's done, but it looked up pretty neat. You can look it up.
So Daryl, how
Pretty.
those are double stacks? How long are those cars? Are they 83 footers or are they?
No, the trick, it's the trick. They are 40 footers.
Okay.
That's what makes the train look a lot bigger, because they are 40 footers, which I see mostly here in LA because they're all going to the harbor.
Uh-huh. Yeah, not much room in the harbor, right?
Yeah. So, and that's why I'm able to get the kind of consist that I got, because they're 40 footers.
Because I was going to get some for my layout, but I said I can't run too many. I don't have too many places where I can run 83 foot, cars.
Yeah.
I'll just start looking at that again.
Yeah, 40 footers. If you're going to run containers, I would, for any size layout, really, unless you're running a linear layout. So then you run 53s.
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking at, Artie?
That's the engine that Amtrak did for its Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's a P42
promotion.
Right?
Yeah, that's the color. That's how they did their engine when they went to Coca-Cola for the beverages on their train services.
Yeah, it's Coca-Cola colors.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Oh,
Yeah.
But to create it, that's going to be fun. I've been trying to get. I was trying to find I was trying to get a friend of mine to create the decals to do one of these engines up, but didn't eventuate. I am going to repaint one of the engines up with it, but it's going to take a bit of time. If you think Artie looks bad, you should see the other guy. What other guy? Which other guy? Where, Mystic? I like the variation in the trains, but I mean both passenger and freight service. A lot here in Australia, Pacific National did some engines a few years back where they'd done, I think, 3 or 4 engines in Aboriginal colour schemes, which they were going to use on the Indian Pacific and the GAN, and it worked out pretty well. And I think there's still 2 in the system. They're out and about, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It brings the trains out of the what do you call it? out of normality. Oh, now I'm gonna get a copyright strike. Thanks a lot, Daryl.
Yeah, you just.
Yeah,
What?
Coca-Cola's gonna want a handout for advertising.
Well, you're not supposed to have that up there.
Only joking.
Yeah.
Oh no, I like my heart was like beating really fast. I was like, oh my god, I don't want to get you in trouble.
Well, you
No,
just
I
showed
thought
a
for
picture
sure I
of
was
being
doing something
cracked
I
at
wasn't supposed
Coca-Cola
to.
card, and then you put a Coca-Cola can up there. That was pretty easy.
I don't know. Is that why people, when they pull something out to drink, saying, "Okay, now this is not sponsored," is that why they
Yeah.
say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we're not. No, we're not sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just put it in a glass, and they'll never know the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my can fits. Well, actually, my can fits in Rick Bailey's red mug just perfect. You can't
Right.
see it.
Right?
Yeah. Whose mug you got there, Artie?
Mine.
Oh.
It's one of my first ones.
Very good.
I've got some more
Cool.
coming. I've got some more coming. I've got some more. I've got some more mugs coming out. Some that I'm going to give away. I've been discussing with Rick and a couple others just to come up with a final scheme so I can actually put something out there on Teespring. So thanks to their input and whatnot, I shall be getting them. I should be getting a Teespring account up and running very shortly. Only problem is all my artwork is on my desktop computer, and as I said earlier in the show, I've got to somehow retrieve it. What's on that hard drive on that other computer, and yeah, hopefully I can save it before it dies out on completely.
Artie,
almost as if
you
it's
take that off of your hard
it's
drive onto a USB drive, and that way you save your files at least.
yeah. Well, what I need to do is I'm back, and there's so much on there that I've got to back up. Tomorrow I'm going out after Sidetrack Sunday. I'm going out to buy a portable hard drive and put everything on there because there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm too scared to shut down that computer at the moment. I've got it going. On Friday, it took me about 7-8 hours just to get the Windows 7 operating system to come up. I must have deleted something when I cleaned up the hard drive earlier in the month. I must have deleted something accidentally out of it.
You know, you can reinstall the operating system and just say repair on the reinstall option, and then it'll create another folder called Windows.old, and then it'll create a new folder for Windows, and it doesn't touch any of your data files.
Yeah, as I said, it is
But
acting up.
I would back up as much as you can first before trying it if you never did it before.
Yeah, that's my intention, Thomas. That's what I want to do. Everything that's in there, because I've got a lot of things from documents and papers that I've got scanned and everything else for the wreck and the accident and the lawsuit that I'm going for, as well as a lot of old pictures of young Randall while she was alive, and a lot of other personal things. Because I had that computer now nearly, 12 years. Yeah, 12 years, and I haven't had an issue. But all of a sudden, it's like it's having a slow death, so to speak. I can't even watch YouTube on it now.
Yeah.
On both, like I'm using Microsoft system here on Windows 10 off my laptop. On that computer, I've got that and Firefox, and it just keeps crashing and crashing and crashing. It's like No, I'm not touching the internet on there anymore. I'm just going to leave it fired up, not use it, and back up all my files, save all my files. And that's what I want to do. I want to go through that repair, but I don't want to lose anything, because once you lose the stuff off the internet, off the computer, you lose it for good.
Yeah, not really.
And
they can recover them. There's a way to recover deleted files. Yeah. I know. I'm in that bit. I'm in that. That's what I do already.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad that my brother and I don't talk to each other. We hate each other's guts, because he's a real computer genius. He's the one that helped me build that one, put it together. So he'd probably help me out, even though it'll take me 3 months to get it done. But at least to be able to, get it going. But now I've got to find someone. There is a Chinese guy in town that would do it, but of course that'll cost money,
Right.
and it takes the money away from what I intend to do for Christmas. So yeah, save everything up and try to do the repair. If that doesn't work, then I'll have to give it to someone else, because I know it needs a clean up inside of it with all the dust and everything else in it. But yeah, I'll just yeah, there is another way of doing snow. Actually, Darryl might want to have a look into that and doing a little bit of snow caps on the top. Woodland Scenics actually got that snow powder.
Yeah.
In the
well, I was just gonna say I was just gonna leave a comment, and because Derek said something about the snow, and you know, like I said, I had originally thought about doing the top cats of it, but the problem is this garage gets so dirty and dusty. I think the snow would just turn into a gray, and because it's going to look more gray than it will white. I don't know, but I think if I was going to do snow, I would have already done it. But there still might be a chance I might put a little bit on this top back one. But this scenery still, it's not quite completely done, because I do want to put trees, like end scale trees, in the backdrop, you know, just sparsely. It's just getting to it, you know. So
and when you're working 5-6 days a week, 5.5 6 days a week,
well, yeah, 10 12-hour days.
Yeah,
it's hard to do try to get everything organized and timed out right.
Well, yeah,
that's why I want to try to.
Also, Artie, it's 100 and some degrees in there. Well, how's snow going to survive?
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I really did think about it. I really, really did. And I was still kind of thinking about it. And Roy did bring it up. But if I really would have done snow, I would have done it already. And I would have planted the trees in the backdrop, more like end scale pine trees, maybe just sparsely. Because even though this is desert, it's a desert rock scene, still in higher elevations, especially around here. The higher you get up in the desert, you will see pine trees.
Yeah.
You will see them. And I just haven't gotten that far.
One thing I liked about that, because I've used it in the past with that snow that Woodland Scenics has in that container,
right?
Is if you've got a good clean vacuum, before I've got those canisters now, you can actually collect it after you're done with it. And I have done that with winter scenes at Christmas time, where I scatter the fake snow all over the ground. And once Christmas is over, get the vacuum cleaner and vacuum it up, put it back in the container, and ready for another year. Yeah. But we have snow here in Australia in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be 90 degrees plus here in where I am, and 3 hours down the road, 4 hours down the road, the snow the mountains and the snowfields there, it's snowing.
Yeah.
When did it happen? Actually, when we had those big bushfires. Yeah, down here it was the stinking hot, and up in the Alps, it was. They end up getting snow up there just before the rains hit. But that's a different subject. Yeah, I'm going to be working on. I'm going to hopefully I can start by the end of the week. Hopefully those items for my roundhouse turns up this week. I know it's on the plane here, so it might arrive tonight or Tuesday, because that's when the freighters usually arrive from China. That's aircraft by plane. So when the bulk cargo comes in one after the other. So next 3 days, once that comes in, I can finish the roundhouse. I can put the cross member up on here, tie it up, and then put everything up the top.
I'm just reading the comments. 187s. Nothing is ever lost. That one.
Yeah. Nothing's ever lost. Yeah, no, it's like me. It's taken me a while to try to find my mobile phone. I found it. It's been staring at me all along over here. It's on the layout I was using to make my video with it. Mystic, look, I started to build a layout in a hangar, and I'll tell you what. Sometimes even an airplane hangar is not big enough for what you want to create. Yeah, it'd be very, very, it'd be very interesting though. Depending on the size of the hangar, of course. I'll use the hangar I was in. We fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 or 7 light aircraft, and 2 of them are twin engines. So that was a decent size hangar. That big layout that I have on my intros and whatnot, that was actually built on one side of a hangar wall. But we've got to deal with what we got. I mean, I don't mind the small bedroom layout. It's got its own challenges and its own creations here. Trying to make it fit and still have room to move around. So in some ways I do enjoy, even though I want a big layout, the little bedroom layouts, I find them more challenging. Especially when you've got more trains in the room. Yeah.
Okay, Thomas, get your stopwatch out. As soon as that first point lead NS comes behind me, let's time it at that speed step. Let's see how long before that point. Let's see how long it takes that to get around in a circle. It's going to be coming out of the tunnel real quick.
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
You know, our most of our layouts run in a circle. Me, I enjoy my train running in a circle. I enjoy it.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it. I'm okay with it running in a circle. But I've done this enough time where I know that running in a circle around you isn't fun. Running in a circle in different directions is a completely different thing. And like I said, a lot of it's hidden and I don't see it. It reappears. That's what makes it interesting. So here, let me
at time,
let me give it a boost.
Crank it up. Don't burn it.
Don't burn it. At the speed I've been running it. Okay, here she comes. So when she comes out of that tunnel, wow, that's slow.
Watching trains going around in circles can be hypnotic.
Okay, so here it is again. I've got it on speed step 6. Yeah. So we'll just see how long it actually takes for her to go around the layout at that speed. But I can work on my layout, and I turn the sound on, and I'll watch TV. But I like listening to the engine, and every once in a while I'll give it a boost to hear it shift. But I can just let my train go while I'm working and just listening to that. Not even turn on the radio. I enjoy just listening to the locomotives run. So this layout, I made sure that I did a definite double main layout. where I don't have to stop and switch. So, but yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Having the trains going around in circles. I remember when I'd done the big one, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4 trains running continuous at the same time, and it is hypnotic. You can actually go to sleep. I mean, I was watching and I just dozed off, and then a friend of mine that helped me build some of it, he too fell asleep watching trains going around in circles, and yeah, I don't mind it. And this is going to be the good thing about what I'm doing here. You can have both. I can go from point to point, or I can go running continuous as well.
Yeah, no, I
And
just enjoy it. I do.
yeah,
And yeah, I enjoy listening to just the locomotive just running. It's like music to my ears, and I just work around it.
yeah. And like with me, when I used to do the east-west run, we used to do 2 up.
Mystic. If they were going to stop the smoke, it would be California gold kind of smoke. Wouldn't be anything else.
Yeah. I remember when we used to go when we done 2 up. That's one driver sleeping, the other one driving, going across to Perth. The humming of the truck will put me to sleep, and I'm sleeping fine until the truck stops. Once that truck stops, bang, I wake up.
Yeah.
It's like
That means you ran out of gas.
yeah.
If you wake up, if you're sleeping and the truck shuts off, that means you ran out of gas. That's a different problem.
Well, thankfully, the driver, my partner at the time, the driving partner at the time, had the decency to pull up at the gas station so we can fill the tanks up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Serena, that's the same. That's the same thing as um. I'll end up having the same option. I'm going to have once I can do switching and also doing a continuous, and
Yeah.
That's the joys of you can do that when you start planning your layout. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be point to point.
Yeah.
Yes, most of the trains do go
Yeah.
point to point, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
That's
got the
why I
same.
have no cities. That's why I have no cities, because the rest of the layout is all switching. I probably have about 12, 13, about 14 places I can actually switch out.
Yeah, yeah. If I look at the realistic, only some trucks here in America won't run between 32 degrees and 76 degrees. Yeah, well, we know that. Yeah, so some of those trucks are not worth buying. I've seen what they're like. They tried some of them out here, and they were a complete failure. Going back to what I was going to say is with the within my area in the basin where I live with the trains here, south of Sydney, I can have it. You can run a continuous train out of Sydney, bring it down to my hometown Untitled, and the train goes up the mountain, and it goes up to where Creepy 013 used to live in Mossvale, and there's a loop there that takes the train back up the north, heads up towards Sydney, and it's got 2 lines that you can actually pick from, or 3 lines you can pick from, where it can do loops around. Actually, yeah, 3. You used to have 4, but now it's only 3. Where the train will actually go right around on the edge of the city and connect back down on the main line here, so you can actually have the trains going a complete circle. In the steelworks here in Port Kembla, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 8 8 continuous loops around the plant itself. You got the main structure where you got the coke works and the coke works, the coal dump area. That's one loop. Then you got another 2 loops another loop that goes around number 5 blast furnace. Another one goes around BOS, the basic oxygen plant. And then the rolling mills, they got continuous tracks going right around it. Then you have, that's cute, container man, crossing 80,000 Ks each. Yeah, that's cute. A lot of our trucks are about 3 times that, 2-3 times that weight, especially ones in the outback. Sorry, Roy, I'm only taking a mickey out of you. You know that. Then you go to 21 dump where they dump all the slag and the waste. There's a continuous loop around in there too. Yeah, you can go around in a circle all day long around our steel plant. So it can be done.
Yeah, which by the way, Artie, I did comment. Very cool video. I did really enjoy. And actually I watch a lot of the China. There's a steam there. Well, I don't think they're using them anymore, but there was a channel where they were filming the Chinese steel mills running back and forth with steam locomotives. It was actually really cool.
Yeah. China is still using steam. China is still using steam in a lot of places. They're not going to get rid of them in a hurry. And I've seen they're doing something the same as what the Bosnians are doing, where the fuel source for them is cheap enough as it is. It's coal, and they're working out a coal mine. And the same as what the Bosnians do. They've got one mine there that actually supplies the coal to the power station. Now, the reason why they're still running old World War II steam engines is, what do you call it? They got cheap fuel. They use the coal that comes out of the coal mine. The only thing they've got to put into it is water.
Yeah.
And of course, occasional service, but yeah.
Container Man was saying, Artie, Dwight was wondering why Daryl's train was going so slow. That's a good question. Just because I just want to demonstrate that you can run these trains really with a good con system very slow.
It's been held up by an Amtrak train running from Toledo that's got lost in the.
Hey Thomas, where are we at? Are we at 10 minutes already?
We're at 9 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. No, it'll probably take 30 minutes for that to make a full blown loop. So you know what? Let's do this. I'm just gonna. Okay. It's still on speed step 6.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us, Serena. Junior Lewis, thank you very much for joining the channel. Have fun with your kids, putting them to bed, and hope to see you next week. During the week, have fun. Yeah, it's good when you can get your trains run that slow.
Yeah, no, it really is. I enjoy watching. Like I said, when I'm in here, I just turn them on and I listen to them. And so there, I got it. Now I got it at speed step 20.
20, yeah.
But that's on 128. So.
Oh, here he is, Joanne 4. G'day, bud. You finally made it.
Hey, Dwayne.
You're on your evening release. Yeah. Of course, the way the operation I planning on doing on here is same as what I've got here. Is the passenger train's got priority. Then you've got to try to fit the freight train in between, and without disturbing the schedule of the passenger train. But then again, what happens happens. If I have a train drum, and I have a train drum, and if I hold one up, I hold one up.
Yeah.
It does happen. It does happen. Yeah. So Thomas, how's your? I haven't seen your video yet because I haven't been able to do it. But how's your reverse loop going? You
Good.
got it all sorted out?
Yeah, I got it all sorted out. What it was on the reverse loop section of track, I had 2 feeders on there, and what was happening is the one feeder was going through the BD20, the other one was also, and I took out the one feeder and put it on the relay double pull double throw device I got, and what was happening was the track was getting power in 2 different places. It was getting it from the original feeder that I had there and from the relay. So once I disconnected the other feeder, bingo, everything worked. So I had it all wired up right, but I just had an extra feeder in there, and that's the only section in all of my track that I had 2 feeders on this in a block. Every other block I have has this one set of feeders on it.
Okay.
And
now,
yeah.
What switching did you use to do your reverse polarity? Did you use an NCE reverse it unit, or did you?
Well, I had 2 NCE AR10s.
Yeah.
And then I used in my other 2, I have 4 reverse loops altogether on my layout. That's just the 2 were by design, and the other 2 happened to happen by accident because of the way the wiring came through from another set of pieces of track. So those 2 are with an AR10, and then the ones that I designed for as a reverse loop, I used Tam Valley's dual frog juicer and made that act as a auto reverser. That's what's on those 2 reverse loops now. But after I saw the DCC guys' video on short circuit issues, I decided to shy away from using anything that works off of a short circuit. So the Azure track had this double pull double throw relay device, and got that all wired up, and that changes the polarity automatically, and it doesn't rely on a short. So as soon as the turnout is thrown to the diversion track, the relay sends a signal to convert the reverse, makes it does what it's supposed to do for the reverse loop. Not the AR10s and stuff like that. They work off of, once it finds out that there's a short, it automatically flips it. And
I'll be right back.
That's the problem in that scenario. If it continues to do it back and forth, that could blow out your decoder or short it out or send garbage to the decoder, and then you have to reprogram your decoder and stuff like that. Because I had all these short circuits when I was doing my 3rd level, because I was testing out different things. And then all of a sudden, my whole network was shutting down when I did a short circuit. And I'm going, what's going on? I got all these NCE circuit breakers on every bus line that I have, and it's still doing it. Well, in my infinite wisdom, I label all my bus lines.
Yeah.
They have a number on them. Well, when I was going through this problem the other day, I looked underneath the layout and I saw 2 bus lines with the same number. And that's not supposed to happen. And then when I traced the wire, I saw it was plugged directly into my NCE command station, and the other wire was plugged into the circuit breaker. And that wire came from a bus line that was for one of the reverse loops that I created, because I isolated that reverse loop onto its own bus line.
Yeah.
Because then that way it wouldn't affect anything else. So once I found that, I flipped the wires, and then boom, everything was working again. So I unlabeled the other one, and I got to give that a different number now. So I said, all it was a stupid little thing like that, because I would take a screwdriver or this here and put it on a track and short it to test, and the whole network would go down. I said, that's not supposed to happen, but then I would do it on another set of tracks
that doesn't short it,
and it only shorted out that section, so I knew there was something wrong with the wiring that I just did. And then it took me a while to figure it out. Once I figured it out, then it was all good. So, but
it was a good. It was a good thing. G'day, Closet Branch away. That's one of the things that I always try to do is label all my wires, all my feeder wires, my bus line, everything. Because if something goes down the track, you can turn that and have a look and go, well, and document it. And document your wiring. Which one? I mean, I have a folder here.
Yeah, because I use the same color bus line all the way around. I got brown and blue. Yeah. And then I got these tags that I put on the bus lines. And I put one every so many feet, so I know I'm looking at it. I say, oh, that's bus line 1 or bus line 15 or bus line 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
And,
look, I've got all my documentation just for the lower section here, and I've got some more on the side here. Yeah. And if something goes wrong, and it go back to it, and nothing worse when you find a twin or a triplet going to the same section and you're trying to problem solve. But it's interesting what you say about the reverse looping, doing the reverse looping with the short, because I know I'm going to have one big one down behind me here at the lower level.
Right.
But then I'm going to have another reverse loop up the top. So I'm going to have 2 reverse loops. And I've got to start working out how I'm going to do it. And I'm hearing what you're saying about having short circuit.
Well, if you're going to use tortoise machines, you can set them up with this Agitrack device, the relay, and then you won't have no problem.
Yeah, so the I will be using them, but I'm using the Pico insulated frogs.
Are you gonna use the PL10 and the 15?
Beg your pardon?
Are you going to use a PL10 and the 15 that automatically switch the Pico? You're going to use Pico turnouts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So you can do one of 2 things. You can either put a tortoise machine on a Pico, or you can put Pico's PL10 and then their 15. They have a PL10 has a pin that goes through the hole on the Pico, and it has 2 has 4 clips on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that mount underneath or on the top, or you can do it either way. And then the PL15 gives you the wiring capabilities to hook it up to a machine that you can control the switch remotely, or set it up to an LEDs on your panel and buttons and all that kind of stuff. So with those, I don't have any Picos in a reverse loop, so I didn't do any Picos in a reverse loop. Mine are either Cobalt digital IPs. I have 2 of those in a reverse loop, and the other 2 are tortoise machines.
Okay, the way I'm going to be doing mine is when it goes to the lower hidden area, I'm going to do a long continuous loop,
Mhm.
right? So it's past its point, and I'm going to have enough room there for. I work out it will be roughly about 10 feet, 9 to 10 feet long, and then it goes into another section that's going to be longer,
Mhm.
right? Where it's
Yeah.
you need more than that.
Yeah. Got to put a drill bit on there first, Darryl.
Yeah, yeah. Just send it over here. I need to borrow that. I can't find the. It's not that bad. But I'm gonna have two passing tracks in that return loop.
Mhm.
That side there, I think, by the way I'm thinking in my head, it's going to work pretty well. But when I get up to the top level, the big return route that I'm going to do there, that's going to be the challenge because I'm not going to have that big gap to play with where I'm going to have that 8, 9, 10 feet long
Mhm.
transition space, if you understand what I mean.
Yep.
So it's going to be a trial and error. I do have an NCE AR10.
Right.
I've got that still in the packet. It looks easy enough.
Well, if you're going to use an AR-10, the best thing I could tell you to do with those is if you have to separate that reverse loop on a separate bus.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it says. Yeah,
Okay, because you don't want that affect anything else. If that bus goes, if that has problem electrically, you don't want the rest of the network to be affected.
yeah.
So that's the only thing I would suggest there.
I'll be able to get away with using that at the lower level, the real bottom layer that's going to be down behind me here. I will be able to get away with using that. But going up the top, I'm going to have to. I'm really going to have to try it out. Okay, Steve Mill. See you later, buddy. Thank you for turning up. I'm going to call it quits shortly too. So
yeah, I'm just working on another project too. On my Helix, I have 6 turnouts on that Helix.
oh, bloody hell, you're glad.
See you later, Steel Mill.
Yeah, and what I'm going to do now is automate them so that when the train comes in whatever side, it's going to automatically switch the turnout for me. So
yeah,
8.5 inches, Derek. That's how big my head is.
8.5 inches. So far we're at 23 minutes and 43 seconds right now.
Oh well, it already passed, buddy.
No, okay. I didn't.
No, I stepped it up because it would have taken a whole. I didn't want to burn your phone down, buddy.
Oh, mine lasts forever. I don't have a problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look, it hit about a quarter of the layout at 10 minutes. So I figured the rest of the layout would probably take a half an hour.
Yeah.
Right now it's at 128 speed step, number 20. So, she's rolling pretty good right now.
Derek, my head is bigger than Daryl's at the moment. And it's nice to have a big head once in a while.
I never measured.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Jeff. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I enjoy bringing it out to you guys.
Yeah, no, I like your clown hair there. It looks good on you, actually.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that makes.
Yeah, as I said, the kids want to be dead looking at coming into my front yard this particular tomorrow.
You passed out candy already? Yeah.
I got my candy wrappers ready. Let's put it this way: they don't call it trick or treat for no reason, don't they? It's like, well, they're not going to get the ordinary candy out of my candy wrappers. I've got them all wrapped up with rocks inside of them. I just got to be careful the kids don't remember where they got them from and throw the rocks back at me.
Yeah, ours is Monday. It's actually the day of Halloween. They were talking about doing something here in the United States too, of making it on the last Saturday. And I said, what are they going to do that? It would be 31st. Halloween's Halloween. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they go, well, the kids are going to have so much candy and they're going to be all juiced up when they go to school the next day. Well,
Oh,
what do you think is going to happen on Saturday? They're going to eat all the candy on Sunday and Monday too. So what's the difference?
exactly right.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, it's
They've
going to
been-
affect them
They've
one way
been
or
saying that
another.
for 50 years. I
Oh.
heard that when I was a youngster.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and some of these holidays, you know, they change everything to the first Monday of the month, and that's
Oh, particularly like when you got Easter.
yeah,
I mean, it's crazy. But then we have another public holiday here, which is our Anzac Day, which is like your Veterans Day, right? It's not always on the same date. They keep moving around. It's like, well, we know we've got two public holidays in April. We know we've got Easter. Then we've got the Anzac Day that usually follows.
yeah, but at
You
least
can't keep
Easter
track on it.
is always on a Sunday. It's you know, it's just based on the calendar and stuff like that. But I mean, it's not the same day, and
No.
but Christmas is always Christmas Day. But probably want to change that too someday. Yeah.
Probably.
Well, some of this new generation is going to try to change that too.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Well, I'm hoping one thing they change is the fact that we don't change the clocks back and forth. That's one thing I want to see happen. Yeah.
Well,
They voted on
that.
that. They voted on it not to change the clock back here.
Yeah.
But nothing ever came of it.
Yeah, but the funny thing here, they've done that here in Australia, where they gave that to the individual states to vote on. And the funny thing about it, I know one state here on the East Coast, which is Queensland, which is up north from me, decided they're not going to go daylight saving. And I tell you what, it's created a whole can of worms.
Sure. If everybody has to do it, or you can't have one group here doing it, another group there not doing it. You know, that's not going to work. Everybody, the whole world should be this one time, and that's it. No change. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. It's all right to do the conversion if you have different time zones,
Right.
right? But you have a look here on the East Coast. It throws out the scheduling between Sydney and Brisbane. Brisbane is our Queensland capital. Queenslanders are now behind us. It throws out your airline scheduling, right?
Yeah.
It throws out your transportation scheduling.
Right.
It throws out your communication scheduling, but the transport is the biggest issue. In some ways, it was good for me when I went to Queensland. It gave me an extra hour of sleep. It gave me an extra hour to get there. That was a good thing. I didn't mind that part. But when you end up coming from Queensland back down to Sydney,
you lose an hour.
When is
You lost an hour.
usually daylight savings? Isn't it usually Halloween weekend or no?
No, it's the first week in November now. It used to be the first week of October or something. They moved it back. They changed.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I had a customer one time. I loaded up. We were doing some shelvings, you know, those industrial shelvings inside the factories, and I picked that from his Brisbane factory and bring it down to Sydney. And of course, my departure time, it's roughly about a 12-hour, it's a 14-hour trip all around. That's with your breaks and everything else. So that's doing it legally. Well, I can only do it legally anyway, so I don't think I was doing it. We had too many cameras to keep us in track. But I left there on time. My scheduled arrival was, argument's sake, 8 o'clock in the morning here in Sydney. Now, that customer was going to meet me here in Sydney. Now, I arrived down here 8 o'clock Brisbane time. I was only able to run on Brisbane time. Now, that made it 9 o'clock here. So I was an hour late. And he goes to me, "Oh, you're an hour late." And I go, "No, I'm on time." "Yeah, but you're supposed to be here at 8 o'clock." And I go, It's 8 o'clock Queensland time, so I'm legal. I'm here on time. I'm here early. You're in New South Wales now. And he goes, oh, yeah. And I go, well, it's not my fault you Queenslanders want to go backwards.
Hmm.
And we use that joke with the Queenslanders all the time because they do everything backwards. They're slow. I mean, even their number plates on their cars, this is where I always get them at. You have a look at your number plates. It's numbers before letters. Everywhere else in the country, it's letters before numbers. So, look, if it gives us extra time, yeah, probably an hour or so. But
that's they decided not to change daylight saving time, and they're in the same time zone. That's bad news.
It's thrown everything out of whack.
Right.
It really has thrown everything out of whack, especially when you go. As I said, it's not so bad going north, but when you're going north to south, it throws everything in chaos. And we've been doing it now for nearly 14 years, and I'll tell you what, it's still chaotic. According to the real.
Did you buy all those container cars?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, Daryl. You're Daryl.
Yeah. No, I bought them all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I got an STL file. I can print mine, so I just need to get the flat cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it's good. It's nice to be able to make that much money so you can buy all that stuff. Okay, Duane. Yeah, good night, mate. I'm gonna start calling quits.
Good night,
too.
Dwayne.
Yeah, I miss going to work. I tell you what, I'm missing out on so many buys and whatnot at the moment. It's bad.
Well, you haven't been working since your hand's been the problem, right?
Yeah, well, I still got an operation and get done on my thumb, and that's going to be missed out on this year because insurance companies are still trying to make up a decision when to do it. So I missed out the schedule to get it done at my local hospital here this year, so it won't happen until next year. Which is a pain in the butt because I really want to get back to work. I'm missing out too much.
Good night, Sparky.
Good night, Sparky. But yeah, I've got to get off here too. I've got to get some more work done. I've got to start working on my plug and play circuits that I'm going to use for my signaling and block detection on here, just to make it easier for me to connect and add on to when I get the components.
Right.
Good night,
I've got to
Mystic.
work on that. But I miss working. I really do miss working. I mean, it sounds stupid. Okay, for my line of work, I was out and about all the time, but I really actually miss working. I miss getting out and about.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah, and the worst part is I'm missing the money. The money that allows me to do things and enjoy life. Yeah, I'm getting paid, but at the end of the day, by the time I pay my rent, by the time I pay all the medications and everything else, I know you're getting reimbursed, but you got to pay for it up front.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky to have about $100 a week to survive on. And I'll tell you what, the $100 doesn't take you very far.
No.
And there are times when you just got to deal with that. But I'm a tough nut. I can handle it to a certain degree, but I do need to get back to work. I really do get out. I hear the trucks go past at night, and I'm like, only thing I'm thinking about is all those minus dollar signs going in through my head, and it gets very depressing.
Yeah, the gears are moving, right?
Yeah, and we got tons of work. I mean, as nasty as it sounds, like when you have disastrous conditions like all the rains that we had and the windstorms like you guys would have over there, for my line of work, disasters and floods and rains brings us money. It brings us work.
Yeah.
We've got to clean up the mudslides. We've got to fix up the roads. There's so much work that is generated, created, and I'm missing out on it.
So just getting the supplies to those places.
Well, we can get the supplies. I mean, look, up on the mountain here, the top line, the Moss Vale line, the top line, that's been closed for the last 4 or 5 months from those earlier rains we had because they had big rock slides and mudslides up there. That's one lot of work I'm missing out on. The roads are all being ripped up at the moment because they just gave way from all the water underneath it. That's
Right.
another lot of work I missed out on. I'm missing out on all the overtime.
Mhm.
And the insurance, as I said, the insurance company, just get me fixed up so I can get back to work. I don't want to be on this, but I'm not going back to work when I'm not fit.
Right. Yeah, you can't work when you're not fit. That's for sure. Got to be healthy first. Health comes first.
Yeah. Yeah. Once that's done, I'm going back. I know I'm not going to be 100%, but at least get me up to 90 and 95%. I mean, driving these big trucks and operating these heavy machineries and then using the big heavy tools, I mean, you got to be able to do it. I don't want to be stuck inside an office all day long. I'm going crazy just being at home all day long. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Yeah, okay, Derek. Good night, mate. And then thank you very much for everyone that's
Good night,
turned
Derek.
up. Hope you guys end up enjoying the the circus and the clown act that I've been trying to put on.
It was a good time, Marty. Thank
Yeah,
you for
well,
having me on. I appreciate you having me on. Appreciate it.
Sidetrack Sunday tomorrow will be on Rick's channel. Watch that. I think he's got something teed up for that. And of course, we've got your show on Wednesday, Daryl.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Wednesday, your time. Again, for the Australian viewers, any Australian viewers that are here, next Sunday, Australian viewers, we have a time change. We are going to 12 o'clock. And that's only for the Australian viewers. US viewers, your time doesn't change, it still remains 8 o'clock. Okay. Because as I said right from the start, the American time will not change. It will remain constant at 8 p.m. on your Saturday night. We will just adjust it on this end. But because you're going back daylights back an hour next Sunday.
See you, Roy.
And of course, we're on the Sunday. See you, Roy. Stay safe out there, brother. Okay.
I get notified when you do yours, Artie. So
yeah,
change it any time. It doesn't matter. I just get notification on my phone.
Yeah. Well, I'm just letting my Australian viewers know. I know I've got
usually Thomas is on my stream, so as well. So
yeah. I thank everybody for your support, and then thank you for your support over the year. And everyone give each other some loving and supporting each other. Until next week, take care, everyone.
Okay, have a good night, y'all.